To combat the effect of climate change, Ghana is implementing the adaptation and mitigation measures, including the development of climate-resilient infrastructure and the promotion of climate-smart agricultural practices. I encourage all attendees to actively participate and engage in meaningful conversations.
A finite, unordered list of primitive symbols known as letters. Generic variable. A variable whose values are the letters taken from an alphabet. We shall use symbols like psi, eta, mu. I welcome you all to this grand conference, organized jointly by Pentagram Technologies India, Cosmos Hub of Ghana, and other partners, Co-Innovate Ventures, World Leader Summit, and IBFC National Professionals Group. This conference is first of its kind, and we take immense pleasure and pride to organize in Ghana for the first time from today, the 10th of August, up to 12th of August. It would not have been possible to organize such a special event without support from all partners and participants.
The concept of circular economy presents yet another example of how technology, innovation, and investment can drive sustainable growth. A circular economy involves designing products for longevity, recycling materials, and reducing waste. Innovative recycling technologies are emerging to reclaim valuable resources from discarded products and materials. Thank you once again, and let us make WITEXPO an unforgettable and impactful experience. Thanks to the chairman of WITEXPO 2023.
Gone are the days when the progress of nations depended upon the size of your land or agriculture or the number of your people. Strategic investments in technology today, especially in technological infrastructure, I would urge all attendees to actively engage and participate in meaningful conversations.
To have a compound annual growth rate of 37.5% when it comes to AI in health. That's certainly worth thinking about. Moving on to a second public good, perhaps a bit surprising, supply chain. I believe supply chain are the routes, the conduits, the corridor for delivering public good. It's why I got involved with the Electronic Trade Documents Bill, now an Act of Parliament here.
Now, how about pentarithmetic functions? Sigma is going to be equal to 5 to the kappa, where kappa is this binomial coefficient. If n equals 2, there are 5 to the 25 functions. And since kappa equals 15, there are 5 to the 15.
A protein labeled GRP78 is called a chaperone protein. It aids in the folding or unfolding of larger proteins, basically building them up or tearing them down, which then affects whether they are biologically active and functional. A team led at Keck School of Medicine at the University of Southern California found that cancer cells can hijack this protein
into genomics post his interaction with Luc Montagnier, who is a Nobel laureate from France, and he is now actually the part of the Luc Montagnier Foundation in Switzerland. And he explains that the fractal dragon curve moves on the human genome codon population. And one of his work is on the golden ratio, and not only on the golden ratio, the pi value, pi, and phi value that he has worked on.
So this is mostly used in such areas where we have difficulties of high temperature, extreme weather, strong winds, frost and other things. Basically, the shade houses are often used in combination with structures such as polytunnels. We can also make use of a sector which can provide a very optimum growing environment to the crops. And shade houses or net houses, they're ideally helpful to create a shelter that minimizes the
satellite. The first 3-axis stabilized geostationary satellite Apple was tested with the help of bullock cart, the wooden cart in Pinia Industrial Estate at Bangalore. The entire ISRO journey started with a small church building in Trivandrum. Now today, India could able to have their maiden attempt successful in their Mars mission and Moon mission. Still, Japan, China struggling to get succeed in their Moon mission and Mars mission. So this slide just I am highlighting that all innovators.
Philosophy is that we are basically trying to see how body is moving in a fluid and how the skin of the body or surface of the body is coming in contact with fluid. Now, if we can introduce something in between, that means the skin of the body, then a layer, and then the fluid. In that case, the fluid will not come in direct contact with the body, with the structure, with the skin of the structure.
Now, if you see, another thing is if you want to nurture innovation, there are a lot of things which we have to be very clear of. First of all, if you want to nurture a startup, for instance, it is not just like that a startup comes in. We have to give them support. And, that is where, otherwise they don't see the light of day. And the support is given to things which are viable. So when you bring out a startup or an accelerator, which has to be taken, it has to be a viable investment in terms of an accelerator and a viable proposition in terms of a startup.
Again, very unique. And when we save this thing, then another innovations coming up now are because of technology. We call AI, we call M2M, we call IoT, we call 3G, 4G, 5G. The world is connecting more and more. Things are connecting. At the same time, also increasing the social security risks.
I'm very happy that these 17 points which UN has given to all the governments of the world and to all the institutions of the world to please start working on these 17 points. I'm not repeating all those 17 points here, but please go through them and you will learn that all these 17 points are going to make today's student cautious about each and everything which is being available on this earth. And we have to preserve, whether it's an environment, whether it's a water, whether it's a air, whether it's we are talking about pollution, whether we're talking about disability, whether we're talking about unprivileged children. So this all should be the part of the education system.
And this technology, this era where they are, it's really about them looking at the full supply chain, from everything from, product development to manufacturing to operation, and really, using a lot of data. It's really the time of data, and how do we use data to really, go to the next level and be able to be competitive as a business owner or as an entrepreneur. So it is really a new era of transformation, and a new era where technology but data as well impact every single sector.
Then when it comes to sustainable development, we're going to look at the social sector in it. So having cultural sensitivity is very important in innovative tourism. You know, it creates awareness among the tourists about the local customs and the traditions. It encourages responsible behavior to the tourists that respect the local cultures. So taking them into these indigenous tribes, you know, letting people see the Maasai tribe and just how the different people live in their local cultures is very, very important to social sustainability. And it also involves the local communities in the planning and development of tourism products and experiences. So that's innovative. How many of us as tour businesses, as entrepreneurs, involve the local communities, listening to what they may want to feature and highlight in their communities, what type of products they think would be good for the tourists as they come in.